What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Mean Podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, this is a show about average people who aim to do above average things while talking about everyday life. I want to go on record right now and say that we do have the longest slogan that I've ever heard.
You can't put that in your bio.
Man, I be getting tired of saying it myself. All right, I'm Johnny Kendricks.
And as always, this is the soft commit legend, B. Rivers.
And today, we have a very special guest. We never say our guests are special because sometimes they're not.
In the episode, they start getting some smoke in the comments. Mm-hmm. But I think we make an exception.
Well, I appreciate the intro. It's Xian Bell from the Crenshaw District in LA. Mm-hmm. Glad to be a part of the show.
I feel like it's mad significant that people say where they're from.
Yeah, you can't just say LA. You gotta say specifically where in LA because there's all these different pockets. Mm-hmm. But you definitely have to specify.
Yeah, mad pockets. And if you're somebody that like puts on like for your city, I think that's pivotal to like get your cities behind you. Because if it's organic and it sounds like the city and sounds like it's from the city, that's gonna be your biggest supporters for sure. So.
All right, Xian Bell, man. I saw your name before. I saw it when I was listening to Reason's album.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, this dude's solid. Yeah. Is there any story behind the way your name is spelled?
It's so many different ones.
Because I'm like, man, that's mad creative to come away with a Kian from that.
It's so many different ones. Being honest, where it started, so pronunciation of X-I-N is technically like pronounced like Christian. I went to Christian schools like throughout the entirety of my life, and I would always get kicked out. And one day I was getting like an ass whooping because I got kicked out. And my grandma was like just yelling like, this boy, he always getting expelled from Christian school. He might as well spell his name with an X, and it stuck. And my family just start like as a joke would just spell my name that way, and I just kind of ran with it because I liked it. So.
Wow.
I didn't even know how to pronounce X, to be honest. I'm like,
I was just going to say Mr. Bell.
Yeah, no, it's technically pronounced Christian. Like, that's how you're supposed to pronounce, like, Christian.
Christian Bell?
No, Christian. Like, X-I-N. The X is supposed to be, like, the
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, well, that sounds similar to like the Taste Like Heaven intro right there.
That's crazy. That's exactly what that is. Exactly what that is.
First, before we go any further in depth, it looks like you're really on the rise right now, and we want to give a shout out to you for that. I know another time that I heard of you, I watched the Joe Budden podcast, and Rory had said you were his sleeper of the week.
Yup.
Dollar and a Promise.
Mm-hmm.
That's first time I checked that song out too.
Okay.
And then just recently, Lauren London also posted about listening to A Dollar and a Promise.
That was crazy. That was ridiculous.
So how does that feel? How does that feel to you now that you see like people are starting to listen to you?
Getting these cosigns.
It's major cosigns, which is crazy to me, but it's an amazing experience because when everybody starts doing music, not even music, when you start doing anything, you kind of overshare it. It's like whether it's clothes, like whether it's music, whether it's like creating your own show, you're like, hey, like tap in with me, like listen to this, like oversharing, just trying to get people to listen. When it gets to the point that people are reaching out to you for your product, it's like an amazing feeling. It puts like that battery in your back to want to just keep going. But definitely the Joe Budden thing was crazy because I watched that show every day. And not only did they play it as a sleeper, but they said it was like one of the best sleepers they had in the last 2 years. Oh, so that was crazy. But I'm sure y'all from LA, so y'all know the Lauren London thing. Like I'm from Crenshaw, born and raised. I pushed that. I said that every
song. That has to have a deeper meaning to you.
Bro, I took off running. I was in Jamba Juice.
That's ain't no Nipsey heard it too.
I swear I kid you not, bro. I was in Jamba Juice getting my little double energy boost when I was about to go work out, and somebody tweeted me like, yo, you know Lauren London posted your shit. I'm like, nah, whatever. I'm like, what? So I'm walking out and I'm like, all right, let me check. And I checked their story. I just took off. I was running around the hood like, oh my god, yeah. But no, that was crazy. Yeah, she followed me.
Oh shit,
she followed me, bro.
Nigga, I'm gassing.
That's you.
I'm gassing for the next 2 months. I
didn't want to be thirsty because she followed me, so I gotta play it cool like that. Yeah,
I appreciate the support. You know,
you gotta act like it's no big deal.
You're looking out. Yeah, I had to play it cool. Inside, I'm geeking, like watching, making sure she ain't unfollow me all day.
So after getting like, I used to be tight, low key, like, oh, come on now.
You said I got the follow, now I gotta keep it.
So after getting like these cosigns and stuff, how do you start to see some people like around you start to change or so? Because you've been like growing, your buzz has been going.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy to me because I'm the type of person, when it's time to consume a product, I'm going to give you like my opinion on it. Now, there has been a lot of people who have been like directly like close to me after they see people, that they kind of are familiar with and are of that tier, then they start to listen to it, which is still dope. I still appreciate it, but touching on that, a funny ass story, this dude I actually worked with for like 3 years, after Lauren London posted it, he texted me. He was like, "Yo, this song fire." I'm like, bro, you just now listening? Exactly. I'm like, you just now listening to this? He was like, "Oh, I only saw the little minute video. I listened to the house." Like, all right, well, I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, had you done this a year ago, it probably would have sped up the process. But no, it's all dope.
Nigga threw a little shade in there. you ain't helped me none,
bro. You been there. It's fresh. It's frustrating. Like as a starving artist, it gets frustrating because in your mind you're like, I'm as dope as these people. But it just takes a while.
It's
to get
like
there.
when we was talking to the homie Jason Cash. He said that it's always hardest to change the minds of the people that's closer around you, because once you start to get like outsiders supporting you, people who are close to you be like, oh damn, he was really serious about that. Oh, that shit is tight. Like, nah, I was showing you guys some music before. You know?
Exactly.
So it's definitely important to support your homies from day one.
And it starts to happen overnight. And touch on that, shout out Jason Cash, because when I dropped my first project, he was one of the first people to show me love, and he was coming up to me. He was coming up to me shout out Cash, shout out the boy. He would come up to me like different venues and tell me like, hey, yo, you gotta shoot a video for this. You gotta shoot a video. I'm like damn, like he in my ear like whispering my song shit.
Hey, you mad proactive.
Right.
Shout out Cash. He be coming in here telling us like, man, I gotta be confident. I gotta do this. That's really the homie. But one thing I was going to say, usually, because I feel like we're going through the same thing right now. It's been a lot more people who've been reaching out to us versus in the past where we've been reaching out to us. But one reason I know that is just I know that for a fact our quality has gone up. So are there things that you could go to and you say, like, I changed this for sure, and I know this is helping in my process of more people seeing me?
Instagram. I didn't think it mattered. Like,
I feel you.
That's huge.
I feel you. Instagram is massive.
I didn't think it mattered. Yeah. Only social media that I've used was Twitter, and my Twitter following is like where all of my following is. And when I go into different meetings and talk to different people, they don't even have Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So once I started to actively use Instagram, and not only use Instagram, like YouTube, and just leverage every social media outlet, it opens up all those outlets. So basically, just using as many avenues as possible, for sure.
I feel like it's definitely a full-time job with the social media, because like even with the podcast, we all the time we just want to focus on recording, focus on that content. But then it's like, all right, once you make that, how do you push that to the masses? And then it gets kind of nerve-wracking when you have to do Facebook, Twitter, all the different ones,
Bro, without a doubt, it's a full-time job. It's hilarious. Like, my New Year's resolution was to decrease my screen time on my phone. Have you ever checked your screen time? Have y'all checked your?
Sometimes I just swipe it away. Like, I didn't want to see it.
I'm not pleased with it right now.
If you're in like. If you're trying to sell a product, it's going to be high. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, it's a full-time job.
How many hours you at right now?
Me?
What's your hours looking like?
Let's call this bluff. Hold up.
I was like, hey, show.
I should have said it went up 32%. I'm like, goddamn, 32%.
Bro, you said it. So you said it's like a full-time job, right? I ain't gonna front. That's when I realized this shit's a full-time job. My screen time, I average 12 hours a day.
Shit, I'm slacking, nigga. I'm at 8.
I'm like 8.5.
That's an 8-hour shit.
But you putting in overtime, so
I'm
slacking.
I'm
letting the nigga overtime.
You ain't gonna shame me like that. Yeah, but no, it's like a full-time job, bro. So yeah, don't be ashamed of it.
All right. So you mentioned that you grew up in church,
and
I figured that because any dude who's black and he's singing, I'm assuming.
Sorry, in the choir.
If you black, you sing, you didn't grow up in the church, I don't trust you.
Yeah, I don't trust you because that ain't normal over here. So what type of impact did that have in your music career and where you're at now?
This is going to sound crazily fucked up.
Let him hear it.
It's going to sound crazily fucked up. But the impact that the church had on me is that you don't have to be the best vocalist to be an amazing singer. I'm sure y'all all have been to church services where there's people up there. You're like, God damn, Sister G, sit down. You sound terrible. But you feel that like soul and you feel like the spirit. So yeah,
you know about the spirit too. That's
exactly. You get to dance in the aisle of the church.
Oh yeah, no, my mom is extremely spiritual. Like my mom put me on to like biblical phrases, understandings. I feel at a very
speaking in tongues.
Yeah, at a very like early age. So when I was young, I was exposed to a lot of like spirituality at a young age. But no, like growing up in church, like it kind of showed me like you don't have to have the best amazing like voice, bro. Like if what you're singing truly happened to you and you feel that as the artist, the listeners are gonna feel that. So like even with my voice, when I sing, it's not like the most like singy over like with vocals layered and stuff like that, but it's one like intimate tone and you gonna feel for sure like when I'm singing and what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember I was listening to 2 a.m. on the way over here. I'm like, man, this thing got the vibes going up. I go out with this chick. I'm gonna play this music the whole way there.
That's what it's
definitely. I definitely hear because I was listening to Crenshaw District.
Yeah.
I was checking it out, and that's because you're from Crenshaw District.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
All right, I figured that.
Words,
Real quick before I get into questions about that, whose idea was it for this bathtub picture? Who's behind this?
With the filter on it.
Nah, it was a mix of me and the my director that I was working with at the time. His name is Ricardo Navarro. Shout out him. He shot a lot of our early videos. But it was just basically the album is basically just about a huge like contradiction. And me being from the district is just a play on words. So from my name to the cover is all an anomaly that doesn't really make the most sense, but aesthetically like it looks dope. And that's where the contradiction like thing came from. In the intro, you got my mom waking me up to go to church, and the last song on the track, not many people know that, but that's my father actually calling me from prison. He's incarcerated for life. Yeah. So it's like those two contrasts coming together to form like one dope like person, product, whatever. So
that's dope, Doug. Mm-hmm. So I was listening, and I don't know what type of comparisons you get a lot. Who do people usually compare you to? Like
say yours first, then I say it.
So it's not Brycey. Have you heard of L.A.?
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
I would compare you to L.A.
Okay.
Because
I L.A. for a minute.
Nah, because L.A. has of course it has to be a singing rapping nigga.
Yeah.
Of course. He has more like upbeat type music, and you have upbeat music too. But you have, of course, the West Side vibe to it as well. I wouldn't say like Black, because Black is he's just laid back.
Yeah, he's mad like
he's mellow.
Yeah,
he stays where he's at. So what do you get a lot?
I get everything.
Bryson Tiller.
I've heard Tiller. This is the first time I heard L.A., but that makes sense. My homeboy's actually in his camp who I went to high school with. Shout out Dread.
Oh, word? That's dope. Oh, yeah. Dread is dope.
Yeah.
Dread
That's my boy. I've gotten Russ.
Oh, right. Forgot about Russ.
It have to come to me, but a lot of the comparisons are pretty similar to those people that kind of like sing rap for sure.
Also thought about like Aaron Ray as well. Aaron Ray.
Yeah, the homie actually works with him too. Shout out my boy Chris from the Rascals. He works with him too.
So with this new project that you have coming up, what do you think is the biggest change you have from your last project and this one?
My last project, the three biggest things was one, I've grown vocally like immensely. I'm singing a lot on this album. My first one was kind of like singy rap, but it's songs on this one where it's just straight like R&B. My man's TG, that's right here. He produced like most of the tape, so now I have production around my vocals as opposed to just going on YouTube, picking beats and putting my voice around a beat. So it meshes everything like extremely well. And also Crenshaw District, when I made it, a lot of people don't know this, it was like a 3-year span of us making those songs. So from 2014 to 2017 I was a lot younger, and it was kind of like a fuck it, like this is me attitude. There's so many people that told me my style of music wouldn't work, so it's like fuck it, like this is me, you gonna learn to love it, this is how I act, this is what I am, this is me. I feel like this tape is more of me understanding like the way that I approach things, not only music but just personal life, relationships, it probably was not the best. Like, you did what you had to do, but now this is me like learning how to navigate from that now.
I was listening to the first album and I'm like, yeah, I could tell nigga didn't care with the Far From Faithful.
Yo, I was looking at his track list and I was playing the songs. I'm like, damn, I was feeling like I was applying it to my own life. I'm like, damn, this is food for the week right here.
I felt like a scumbag listening to the album.
Check my phone where you at. I was like, damn.
Everybody been through that. Everybody been through that shit. Everybody been through that. Yeah.
But I don't blame you a lot because, you know, it's the LA lifestyle. Like,
bro, I was young, bro. I was young. Like, you do what you do.
You do what you do. Like,
for sure.
I'm sure. I don't know if you've been, you know, made amends for whatever's been done in the past, but I really enjoyed the first album. Now, I remember I was telling Tommy before you got here, you posted this video, and I commented on it. I was like, "Yo, this video is dope." I don't think you released it though. You was on the phone. You was drunk.
Yeah, you talking about Drunk Love?
Yeah. Are you gonna release that?
Bonus album, maybe. But so here's the thing.
Yo, that track, I heard the 1 minute of it. That track is hard, bro.
People love that, love that song. People love it. So we're gonna have to release it. Like, period. We're gonna have to timeline. I don't know when, but we're gonna have to like release it. But that song was nowhere near done. So we were just doing like basically, because we would go talk to people, whatever. They talk about Instagram and followers. So we came up with a little idea to release like content to kind of gain followers on IG. And that one like just stuck and people love it. So it's going to come out soon. I ain't got a timeline though.
So.
No, go ahead. I'm ready to ask about the album that's coming.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, so I'm just kind of curious about the title of your album, You Were In My Dreams. Like, what's the inspiration behind that?
The inspiration behind that is basically like Dollar and the Promise, like magnified. Like a dude that is dreaming about a dream life, a dream profession, and a dude that like has someone that they could kind of see like as a dream partner and is trying to like manage both of them. I guess like getting like extremely like deep into things, I like suffer from like sleep paralysis like terribly. I don't know if any of y'all know what that is.
I was just about to say, so our audience could know what that is. But you let us know what that is.
Yeah, so sleep paralysis is like when you sleep and like either your brain wakes up before your body or your body wakes up before your brain. So
you're just like kind of sitting there, right?
You'll be up, you can't move.
Yeah.
Like I'll be wide awake and I like can't like fucking move. And it'd be like fucking crazy like dreams that you like have. So it's kind of like all that like tied into one, but it's basically somebody that's chasing a profession and trying to maintain a relationship at the same time and balancing it pretty much.
I feel like it's really difficult when you talk about trying to find a relationship when you're out here in the dating scene. I was telling John earlier, I'm like, we were listening to the homegirl Gina. She had a video called Whole Fashions, and they was talking about different stories
Gina,
that happen.
that's the girl,
right?
yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, how you supposed to find somebody out here when you're grinding and you're on the rise and your popularity is rising? I feel like you almost have to find somebody who's in a similar lane or has a similar, you know, I don't want to use this word clout. My little sister be telling me about that shit. But it's hard to find somebody.
You want to find someone on your same level.
Exactly. So how do you even go about that being in LA for sure?
I think it's for sure tough. I think you definitely got to find a woman that is like understanding of the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough in itself already.
Finding an understanding partner is tough in itself. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the lifestyle, it's like finding somebody who like views situations, like puts themselves in your shoes is tough. But I'm from LA and I love LA, so I get kind of jaded when people say it's like tough to find somebody in like LA. It's not. It's tough to find somebody anywhere.
I feel like all the shade that I hear on LA dating is like they usually I hear people talking shit about people who aren't even from LA. They just live in LA.
That trash ass bubble. That fucking all them YouTubers and people that move from here.
People like, from LA is different from the people who are just in LA.
People become an LA so fake. The club. I'm like, you said the club. Like, no, nobody from LA. Like, we go to house parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be really in the city. Like, that trash ass bubble has the most to say about LA. But yeah, bro, that kind of just hit a trigger. I hate the bubble.
I mean, it's trigger season out here.
Yeah.
Man.
Now, speaking about relationships, I was listening in double play. In double play, you said monogamy. You don't believe in that. Now, was that just a bar, or do you really not believe in monogamy?
That was
been down this road.
Because let me tell you, out here in the U.S., increasingly, I've been seeing more people.
Stats.
According to
Hey, I'm gonna leave it alone right now. But I've been seeing more dudes who have like 2, 3, 4 girlfriends, and it's starting to become more acceptable out here in the U.S. And a lot of times when we have episodes, we'll ask people like, "Oh, all right, well, what do you think about monogamy? Is this generation better suited for monogamy or polygamy?" So,
okay, so first part to answer the first part of the question, I believe in every facet of relationship. Like I do believe in monogamy between 2 people. I also believe polygamy between however many people can work. In regards to what this generation is suited for, I really dislike when people say, "Oh, this generation that." I think this generation is just more aware. Like keeping it a buck, keeping it 1,000. Our grandparents had multiple families on the same block. It just wasn't no social media. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It wasn't no social media, so you don't see grandpa going to chill with the people that you pooping with every day, not knowing that it's your cousins. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now it's like, bro, like, oh, like yo. I don't want to say your partner, because girls do it too. But your partner could be like, okay, he liking her pic. This is weird. Okay, they talking on timeline. Now they suddenly don't talk, and now they see each other out. Like you could put the pieces together, so people are just kind of over it. It's like if you gonna be on that, like, you know what I'm saying, just keep it a buck. So
just let them know that you own that.
Yeah, just let them know, because I mean, like a lot of people talk about like open relationships. That show, I think the show Insecure put a lot of like light on it. But it's like if your relationship is open, I feel like you can trust that person more, because at the end of the day, they're always gonna be like honest with you and upfront with you. So would you rather that or somebody just lying to you and going behind your back and doing bullshit? So
I'd definitely rather them be honest for sure. But I know you said with this generation, it seems like they're more aware now because of social media. But I do feel like it makes it a little more difficult to be monogamous because
social media.
Yeah, I feel like it does to a certain extent.
Well, you get mad and start scrolling and be like, fuck my
because like it depends on where. I'm not saying me personally, I'm talking about it depends on where someone is at mentally.
Start scrolling mad like, so she tripping.
My screen time going up.
Nigga go to explore page.
Right?
It's just a lot more options.
Exactly,
in general,
it's in your face.
Or it's a lot more options that you see. Versus
be Postmating the pussy, huh? So there's more options, bro.
Hey, nigga, just think, like, let's say like 9 years ago, we was rocking with AIM, right?
Yeah, we all was.
Sidekick 3.
Yeah, Sidekick 3. You the most you could do is you could go in the little chat room that was going up.
People getting in trouble with their away messages, though. That's the thing, too.
Yeah, but with AIM, you could go in a little chat room, but you don't see anyone visually. Now, you might be a little weird nigga if you actually meet up with someone and they...
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But here, bruh, like, you could legit see how someone wants you to see that they're living. You can see, like, what area they're living in. You can see who they know that you might know. It's an easier plug. How many niggas have seen some girl that they know that the homie knows, and like, bro, it's just easy connectability on like Instagram.
I'm gonna combat you on that because, well, I mean, when we had AIM, all you had to do was go on their MySpace and see what they look like and see how they living. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like,
I forgot about MySpace.
Yeah, it's the same thing to me. But,
so
I mean,
you don't think it's more accessibility?
Like as far as able to just freaking meet, yeah, keep it up. Like, okay, it's wild. It is kind of wild. It's wild.
It's wild as shit.
You could get into an argument with somebody, and then you could be in the DMs, and you could have somebody here to make you forget about that argument in a night.
Easy.
But even with technology, I feel like it's even redefining, like, what sex can be. And what I mean by that, I was watching this Vice documentary, and it showed 2 people who are in different locations, and the dude was controlling the sex toy on the female. Now, if I come home and my girl got some dude controlling the sex toy from goddamn, I don't know, Chicago, that's cheating too, right?
That's major cheating.
You know what I'm saying?
Not only is that major cheating, bro, she set up a whole science project to cheat. Yo, shit trash.
You know what I'm saying? So I think with technology, and obviously social media included, it definitely gives people more options and redefines shit, and it's just making it more difficult for the next generation. I feel like.
Yeah, man. I gotta say off top, it's more easy, and cheating is easily like accessible in this generation. But like you said, Brett, so Kian disagrees.
People been cheating. Cheating's been cheating
on the forefront now.
All right, so you're from the Crenshaw District.
Yep.
What is one of the biggest differences that you could say are between like sections? Because I know everyone feels so proud about their city. Like, I remember
it's like a badge of honor.
Yeah, man. Like, just how Jason talks about Del Amo. Like,
I didn't
know Del Amo
was a mall.
Nigga, I didn't even know Del Amo was a city section.
Yeah, I didn't know much about
So
Del
what
Amo.
pride do you get from your city, and why is that relevant?
Honestly, with Crenshaw, I would say the sports scene, because I feel like we got so much like in that little like area, like from Crenshaw Wide, Crenshaw Bears, like Crenshaw High is known for having like legends come in and out of there. So I feel like definitely like the males from like the Crenshaw area, like we wear like that multi like sports, and not only multi sports but being like the best at sports from amongst their like friends. For sure, it's like a very competitive like sports area for sure.
We not known for nothing over here.
Nah, not on sports for sure. No, that ain't it.
We from the South Bay and
like Hawthorne.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what y'all.
Hey, Hawthorne used to get it cracking.
Only thing I know, and it's crazy that you said that, because touching on sports, only thing I really know about Hawthorne is whenever like we would start up seasons for Crenshaw Bears, it's just like this little football play. I don't even know what it's called, but they got all the dope gear, like all the dope shit. Yeah. So we would all just carpool out here, get like triple drop Dickersons and visors and shit, and we thought it was
for
so
our resources.
I don't know. Y'all got good gas prices.
I don't know. Niggas thought this was a road trip.
Yeah,
hey, I was from Hawthorne to Inglewood, so I was just like, I'm from Inglewood. Like, where's Hawthorne? Like, I don't need to explain that.
So you think that with your next album coming out, you think that this will be the album that gets you to like another platform, or do you have any expectations for it, period?
This one be the one to do it.
Why do you think so?
For sure. I think one, because of the hype and how everything has kind of like been happening, and not only that, the records, like the music on the album, and also like the team like is amazing. When you got so many people on your team that genuinely believe in what you guys are doing, like it's unlimited opportunities that you can do, like whether that be like TG with the producing and engineering, like Lee with the DJing, plugging, setting up events, Starks, who's our video dude, is crazy. He's dope. Next level.
He's
like
dope.
He is next
I
level
be watching
crazy.
his videos trying to learn.
Man,
this dude is cold.
I ain't gonna front, like when we all like linked up together is when it kind of just, you know what I'm saying? So like my last project, it was just me. It's like I do music, like listen to it. Like now it's a whole team and a whole organization, whole business that we running. So, and the records and the music are dope.
Our production value rises. So what message do you want this album to send? Like as soon as it drop, what message do you want listeners to get from it?
I kind of want listeners to get their own like message, their own perception from it. Like I know as an artist what it meant to me and the message that I was trying to get across. Honestly, I am not sure if everyone will get that message from the music. So I kind of want people to take away from it what they kind of get from the vibe, and then like a week or two after it drop, I'll kind of say what I thought, what I was painting when I was making it.
Man, this is dope that you. I think it's dope the way you've been dropping these singles and building anticipation. And I know Brian had asked if you felt a change in the way people interacted for you now. Is that something that you expect? Like you expect people to be changing up?
Just with the way that we were dropping things, I don't know. I was iffy about it. So again, it was like a lot of people were saying like leverage Instagram and social media, and I was like, okay, we got so many songs that's not even gonna make the album. So let's just kind of like throw them out there as teasers, and then once people just kind of see you working, and it separates yourself from the next person that say, hey, I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Once people actually see you putting in the work, they start to respect it more. So when you actually do drop stuff, they want to support. So I mean, I don't.
So did you tell them about food for the week ahead of time?
I always forget to tell them about.
So basically, food for the week is when we give listeners some advice that they can take and apply to their lives. Doesn't have to be deep. It can be something chill. It can be something deep. Choice is yours. You have anything you want to start off with, or I'll start?
Yes, I do.
Get it off your chest.
It's about Jesse again.
Hey, get your foot off that man's neck,
He
bro.
just don't like light skinned niggas.
Get your foot off his neck, bro.
Hey, this man doesn't have a mustache. It bothers me. I don't trust black people with no mustaches. Now, this is me speaking from the heart. When everyone first heard this case, they got triggered. And we live in a society right now where people rather get triggered by new information that they hear than be skeptical of it. Be skeptical of any new information that you receive. Don't just take it for what it is. Don't just assume it's true. Be skeptical.
I think you sending some subliminals.
It is. Let's move forward.
My food for the week is check yourself when you're subscribing to this PC culture. What I mean by that is don't always get offended by someone else's problems or whatever. This is a girl who I work with. I was saying my thoughts and pieces about somebody else, and she's getting offended for someone else's battle. Fight your own battles. Choose wisely when you're fighting a battle. So, unsubscribe from PC culture. Everybody getting more sensitive nowadays.
You said the same thing I said.
No, I didn't.
You kind of said.
You said believe everything and nothing.
I didn't say that. All right, go ahead.
I didn't say the same thing you said.
You got any food for the week?
I had one queued up, but
think of a bar from your song.
When y'all said food for the week, I thought we was giving like actual like food. So I'm still gonna say mine though.
Right, you got it.
Don't eat bread, cause
depending on what your fitness goals are.
Yo, don't eat bread. If you're gonna eat bread, you might as well eat a cupcake. So a lot of people that's trying to get in shape, they eat like sandwiches and Subway. You on the wrong path, fam. It's the year of the abs. We out here.
So if I'm trying to build muscle, don't eat bread.
Don't eat bread. You might as well eat 2 cupcakes, cause like on top of each other. Don't
like
do
Omega bread.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, leave the cupcakes alone.
I feel like I've been led astray. Yeah. I thought the bread was for the games.
Nah, you blown it.
All right.
It's a wheat bread, bro.
Let's get out of here, man.
All right, make sure you guys catch new episodes of The Mean Podcast every Wednesday. And also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Mean Podcast for all the updates. And we don't have any other house notes or anything.
No, make sure you guys check out Xian Bell's music.
Yes.
Make sure you support. Buy some merch. Support the homies, y'all. Appreciate you for coming through, brother. You were a very special guest. The Mean.